The Serpent King Who Ate Brains. Part 1.
The Rise of Zahhak.
Zahhak was handsome, and that was his first mistake. In a world where kings were supposed to look noble, rule wisely, and maybe not invite demons over for breakfast, Zahhak managed only the first part. Picture it: golden skin, black curls, cheekbones sharp enough to assassinate a diplomat. The kind of man who walks into a room and immediately ruins 5 marriages just by existing. But behind those pretty eyes was the kind of ambition that made volcanoes look chill. He was a prince of Arabia, the son of Murdas, a decent man who believed in kindness, honor, and apparently dying early so his child could do none of those things. Because one night, a stranger appeared at Zahhak's door. And by stranger, I mean Ahriman, the Persian devil himself, disguised as a smooth-talking chef. Because when you're the embodiment of cosmic evil, why not show up offering cooking lessons? Ahriman knew Zahhak's weakness wasn't lust, greed, or pride. It was breakfast. He started by cooking for the prince. Imagine Michelin-starred evil, spiced meats, golden eggs, the kind of food that whispers sin in your ear. Zahhak ate. He loved it. He wanted more. So the chef offered him a deal. "Let me kiss your shoulders," as a token of loyalty. Zahhak, whose critical thinking skills were apparently on vacation, said yes. And that's when the horror began. From each shoulder sprouted snakes, not poetic ones, not metaphorical snakes of corruption, no, actual, fleshy, hissing reptiles. They writhed from his skin like black vines, dripping venom, hungry. At first, Zahhak panicked, which is fair. Most people freak out when new heads start growing from their torsos. But Ahriman, ever the salesman, whispered reassurance. "Don't worry, it's a gift. Power always comes with accessories." And just like that, Zahhak was hooked. Soon the snakes began to whisper too, whispering hunger, whispering for food, not apples, not mice, brains, human ones. But we'll get to the dining portion later. First, Zahhak needed a kingdom. Fortunately, Ahriman had an idea for that too. Patricide, the most ancient of get-rich-quick schemes. The devil possessed Zahhak's father's cook, slipped poison into his meal, and one dead king later, Zahhak took the throne. No one suspected a thing, mostly because anyone who did ended up snake food. From there, Zahhak became the golden boy of chaos. Ahriman stayed close, now disguised as Zahhak's advisor. Together, they expanded the empire through fear and flattery. The people adored their beautiful ruler until they realized his beauty hid a grotesque secret. The snakes never slept. Every night, they slithered and hissed, gnawing at his sanity. He covered them with jewels and robes, pretending they were ornaments, like a man desperately trying to pass off an existential crisis as fashion. But hunger is louder than denial. When Zahhak ignored them, the snakes bit into his flesh. When he fed them animal brains, they screamed. When he finally fed them human ones, they purred. Now imagine being in his palace, golden halls echoing with laughter by day, screams by night, and that awful wet chewing sound just behind the throne. Yet the empire flourished because fear makes great fertilizer. Zahhak ruled for centuries, literally centuries. Ahriman blessed him with unnatural longevity, and the longer he reigned, the more the world forgot what light felt like. They called it the Age of Zahhak, the Reign of Snakes, the 1,000-year nightmare. But of course, no nightmare lasts forever, because somewhere out there, in a land still clinging to hope, a boy was being born who would one day bring Zahhak down.
But before we get to him, let's linger, shall we?